it's Dan from Dan's Delta Outdoors. I'm excited today. I got an old friend of mine, Dee Thomas, Angler Hall of Fame. He's coming in today. He's going to teach us the Dee Thomas knot. Look forward to having him.
It's a Gamakatsu. It's an EWG. EWG stands for extra wide gap. I use 2 hooks 99% of the time when I fish. It's an EWG and a let me think a minute now. No, it's at their little short one. It's got the big wide bite in it. Oh, it's not important. Anyway, 90% of my fishing is done with an EWG. I drop shot with it, I flip with it, I worm with it, and it's just been the best all-around hook for me. And especially since they changed, you'll notice the eye of the hook, how they've recessed the deal down there. It makes it real easy to take and get a worm stamp on the hook. You don't have any problem with it. Well, when you use a hook all the time, you got to come up with a knot that really works good. Well, there's 2 or 3 ways I can tie this knot, but I'm going to give you the basic way I tie it all the time, and the way I rig it. And I generally rig it with an 1/8 ounce or 3/16 ounce slip sinker, whether it be tungsten or lead. It don't make any difference to me.
Right.
What you do is you take the deal like I showed you earlier, and you create a loop like so. You'll notice part of the loop sticking out over here and the other part's going down through my hand. Then I'll take this and when it's brand new line, I only twist it 4 times, and when it's old line, I twist it 5. And the reason for that is brand new line has a coating on it and it has a tendency to stick. If you pull it down too hard, you can't get your knot to slide. But if you put it on there nice and loose, you can set everything up, then you can cinch everything down. What I'll do, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you see I've got 4 twists in the line there. Then I'll bring the tag up here and I'll push it through the loop that I created right there. And then I'll take the tag again here and I'll go back through the other loop that I created higher up on the line. Now what I've done there is I've actually just tied an improved clinch. That's all that is, just an improved clinch. I slip it down real gently. I don't pull it down tight, just like that. Then I'll take the hook, and here's where you strengthen the line and the knot. You don't tie it to the hook. What you do is you assemble it on the hook. You run the line through, the line through the hook, and you spread it open like so. And then you take the hook and you drop it through like so. And then you get the line to where it sets up on the hook. Now if you'll notice, one straight line going down. Actually, it's 2 lines. You can't tell it hardly on camera. And then you got the loop. It comes down slowly. Now you've got everything set up to put it in place. It's in place. Now you pull this down slow. And if you notice, it's down pretty good. But to make sure the knot's set up good, I'll pull it like that. Then I'll cinch it down again. That knot is tied perfectly right there. You can't see it on your, I wish you could get a picture of it, but if you can look at the knot where it goes onto the hook, you'll see that the line that's going through the hook comes up alongside each other. It don't cross over like a Palomar does. That's what makes the knot so strong. It's so simple, it's unbelievable. And just cut your tag off and you're good to go. It's unbelievable. And what it does, it will give you at least 99% of your knot strength. So if you got 40-pound test, it's 39-pound test.
Perfect.
You see what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So
that's just a double wrap assembled on the end of the hook.
It's all the way. It's all the way it's all the way you place the line on the hook and put it together. You put it on. The way I put it on that hook is the same way I put it on the spinnerbait. Same way I put it on a punching skirt. The whole 9 yards. There's only that knot and the improved trilene, the only 2 knots I tie. Improved trilene's got the same scenario as the braid knot does, because you shove it twice, wrap it 4 times, and shove it back through the whole loop that you created, right. And it pulls down into place, and that's the strongest knot that you can put for braid, or not braid, but for mono or four carpet. And the reason why you can't tie that knot on fluorocarbon or mono is the body of the texture of the line won't let it slide.
It heats up too much and it'll weaken.
It stops it. Exactly. Take it, run the line
Now, this
through.
is how you would do it for punching.
This is the way you do it for punching. I'm tying a punching rig now. A lot of guys, just when they flip, they tie it like this too, and they ain't got quite as big a weight on them. Because you still get the kick out. All right. Sinker goes on first. Then your skirt goes on. Always make sure you got the rounded off part that's going to fall into the sinker. Right there it is. See it?
Yes, sir.
You take this, run it down through, like I say, Dan, I'm blind. Down through there.
There you go.
That's why you get so many fishing poles at home. Get enough tied up to last you for the day. There you go. Now your skirt's on, your sinker's on. Now you take your hook, you run it through here just like this. Lay the hook down. Then you tie the improved clinch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you notice, when I put that hook on facing me.
Yeah, I saw it was facing you, yeah.
Because if you don't put it on facing me the way I did, what happens is it will take and it will kick the opposite direction, which pulls it away from the hook, and it won't set the hook. So you've got to make sure that the hook's on right. You take this, so take the hook, run it down through the loops that you created, come back up here like so, on that shaft.
Right on the base of the eye.
Well, the reason why I'm putting it on the base of the eye, normally on a regular hook I put it down in here and slide it up, but I can't slide it up because I got that barb on there that holds the worm or the plastic in place. Sometimes they overkill these here hooks. You just pull it down like so. Get it all the way down right there. Nope. Not yet. Believe it or not, sometimes I have this kind of trouble at home. There you go. Then you pull this, get your hook here, you pull your line back through it like so. Just comes down. This comes back over like this, I think. There we got it.
There you go.
There we got it. Then you take, you get it all lined up here. Comes through like so. If you'll notice that the knot actually comes up to the eye.
Comes up to the back of the eye. So
And then you take this here. See, this is the end of your rod right here. If you notice, pulls that hook right out there.
throws it right in their face.
And I'll tell you something about it. It'll take you a little while to figure it out. The key thing is get the point of the hook facing you when you shove the line through. Because if you don't do that, what will happen is the line will take and
Swing the hook
it'll
backwards.
bring the hook back this way versus going the other way. Now, that knot there is just as strong as the knot that I showed you on the EWG hook. And it's a lot easier to tie and put together if you don't have all that barb stuff on there. That's just another gimmick, try to hold the plastic on and what have you. Personally, I don't use these kind of hooks for my flipping. A lot of guys do, I don't like them. Because I can get the same flip out with a EWG as you can with one of these kind of hooks.
Really?
And my hook ratio on EWG is way better than on that because EWG doesn't have the diameter of wire that's got. But you see, I'm not as strong as Bug Tosh because he's young and
Oh,
dumb.
yeah.
Young and dumb. Good
And
friend
that's
of
a
mine.
lot easier and faster to try to tie that snow now over the bar.
If you ain't blind and sitting in a dark corner someplace, you can whip it out pretty easy. Now, I want to show you something else on this knot for your spinnerbait. Give me a spinnerbait. And by the way, this also applies to a crankbait. You take the knot like so. Do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do 5 now because I've slid it up down the line a couple of times. But when you do 5, you can't cinch it down real tight. You just got to get it up there a little sloppy like so, not real tight. And then what you do is you take this. There's the loop that you made, and you go in here with your fingers, and you do it like so. And you create another loop like that. You spread that loop out, and you take your spinnerbait blades or your crankbait. When you crankbait, you would run it through the eye of the hook and drop the bait through it. And then you take this here and just pull it down. And I guarantee you, there's not a knot on the market, that's as strong as this knot is for braid. I've tried them all. I've tried some real complicated ones that a guy showed me how to tie. 2 hours later, I couldn't remember how to tie it. And this one here, I just flat stumbled. Everything that's ever happened to me in my whole career is just stuff just stumbled into it by accident. And I started tying this knot probably at least 20 years ago. And everybody was tying great big conglomerate knots on this braid, trying to keep it from
Oh,
breaking.
and I was trying to learn how to do double palomars and crooked fingers and looking low.
That's the thing of the past. I showed this to a guy named Dean. He, I think he owns Heinz Tackles.
Yeah, he used to be at Highs.
Well, anyway, I showed it to Dean. Now, Dean's one of these kind of guys that's been all over the country. He's seen everything there is to see. And he told me he'd never seen a knot like this. And he would like to take and, if he could talk about it. And I said, sure, go ahead. And what it is, it's an improved trilene, but it's the way Thomas assembled it that counts. That's the whole thing in a nutshell right there. If it ain't put together right, it won't work.
Good deal. And that knot, we can use it for whatever application we want.
It's really good in salt water.
I'll bet.
Really good in salt water because you don't lose. These guys are tying the Palomar. I guarantee you can tie a Palomar and tie my knot, hook a boat to each end of it, and that Palomar will break every time.
Yes, sir.
Every time. And the reason why I say that is because I've tried the Palomars. The reason why most of the guys tie Palomars, once you learn how to tie it, it's a real easy knot to tie. Not as easy as this knot.
No, not as easy at all. That's a great deal.
I think that everything is good and simple.
Good deal.
I know that.
Keeping it simple. My theory, keep it simple, stupid.
If it's complicated, I'm in trouble with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dee, thank you very much for
My pleasure.
teaching us this knot. We appreciate it.
All righty.
Hey, special thanks for Dee coming by. It's such a pleasure to have him. Be sure to look forward to, we're going to try to get Dee back in and some other guys back in. Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay on top of it. Thank you. Hey, it's Dan at Dan's Delta Outdoors. We've experienced a week of atmospheric river. So a lot of guys are heading up to the lakes. There's a bunch of guys going up to Oroville this weekend. I want to talk a little bit about ways to approach these lakes, and even here on the river that works great when you need to go stay low and slow is the theme. You got to keep moving stuff around. The Carolina rig. Everybody's got all kinds of new rigs they want to fish. Hey, it's Dan from Dan's Delta Outdoors. Happy New Year. It's been a good week here on the Delta. We're heading into the new year. A lot of talk this week about glide baits. A couple buddies of mine have been catching them on glide baits this week. We'll talk a little bit about the glides. River to Sea, the S-Waver. Little S-Waver glide bait. Been a dominant glide bait here on the river for years. Great stripers and black.